Well, hey guys, good morning. I am so excited that today is another day and another opportunity to learn something and grow and do some things. So I hope that you and your family are safe. And I got up early this morning because I wanted to share a few tips with you that I thought might be helpful. As a fellow product based seller, these are some things that are helping me right now on Instagram, so I wanted to share them with you. So, the title of today's presentation, which is part one of a three-part series for you, is hashtags that work for you. And you are in the right place right now if you want to learn hashtag tips and tricks that you can use right away. One of the things I pride myself on the most is that when I learn something from someone, I put a piece of that into action today. So that's my challenge to you. If you learn something new from what I'm about to share with you, I challenge you to use any part of it today and see how much easier it gets to use Instagram and hashtags. So let me tell you just real quick who I am. My name is Crystal Waddell. I own the Collage and Wood Shop. I started my company on Etsy in 2013 and then expanded to my own website, which is collageandwood.com. You can also find me on Pinterest, and I sell on Amazon Handmade. And I've created an educational site for my fellow solopreneurs just in the last year. And you can see that and more information, blogs, tips, tricks, all that type of stuff at thesocialsolopreneur.com. So I want you to know that most of my success has come from Etsy. But as I look to become more independent as a business owner, I knew I had to market myself. And Etsy made it so easy to get in front of my dream clients. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to do that on my own. So I looked for different places to start. And since I already had pictures of my products, I decided to start with Instagram. And I started at 0, and now I've grown to almost 2,000 followers. So if you are interested in how I do that personally for my product-based business, you can download my free branded captions workbook at thesocialsolopreneur.com. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. The topic of today is using hashtags in smart ways and using these Instagram hashtag tips for your product-based small business. Okay, so let's start with the number one question. What are hashtags? Okay, hashtags are words or short phrases preceded by this symbol. And that symbol is most commonly known as the number sign. Why are hashtags important? Well, hashtags help to categorize content for your audience. Let's pretend that you are going on a trip today kayaking, and as you're taking pictures, you are going to post them later on Instagram with hashtag back to nature or hashtag river kayaking, something like that. Well, when you use those hashtags, they become clickable to where you can click on that and then see other people who are doing the same thing. That's what's kind of cool and important about it is it creates community. Hashtags allow people to find posts relevant to their interests. So you can take a walk down memory lane that just happened earlier that afternoon. The other thing that's great for business owners is that hashtags help you to interact with others who share those interests. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this. But it's important to know where you can use hashtags on Instagram. You can use hashtags in your post, which is the grid that shows up on Instagram or what some people call your feed. You can use hashtags in your stories and even in your bio. And I'm going to show you how to use all three of these. So if you're going to use hashtags in your Instagram post, there's a few different things that you should know. First of all, you can use up to 30 hashtags in your post. And according to louiseM.com and others, you should use all 30 hashtags. And I say others because there are tons of Instagram teachers out there and they all say about the same thing, engagement. That's where your time is best spent. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with my video here, but another place you can use hashtags is in your Instagram stories. So, did you know that you can use up to 10 hashtags in your stories? You can use that color dropper to hide hashtag within the colors of the picture that you post to stories. And then you can also hide the hashtags behind stickers or GIFs or polls or questions or countdowns or quizzes, whatever, because that way your story isn't just cluttered by Instagram hashtags. So I love hiding hashtags and hopefully increasing my discoverability while not messing up, that aesthetic of my pictures. Okay, so another place you can use hashtags is in your Instagram bio. So for me, the number one part of my business is senior night gifts for athletes. So I put that hashtag in my bio with the hope that I'll be found in even more searches because people are always posting about senior night and senior day. The other benefit of that is that when my client finds me, she knows that I'm in the right place, because a lot of my clients will find me first on Pinterest and then follow up with me on Instagram. So it's kind of neat. They know that they're looking for me and that they're in the right place because they see that hashtag. Okay, so why is all of this important for you? Well, it's important because Instagram is a free marketing tool that allows you to connect naturally with people who are already looking for your product, and they might be in need of the services you provide now or in the future. And Instagram gives you a chance to interact with these guys on a personal level. But I do recommend that you start with a strategy so that you don't feel overwhelmed. It's a lot. It's captions, it's photos, it's stories, it's hashtags. So there's a lot of things that work together, but if you create a plan for yourself, it makes it so much more manageable. Okay, whew, that was a lot. So now I have an important question for you. Do you need help finding hashtags? Because for me, that was one of the most challenging things as I was learning Instagram. What hashtags do I use? So I already gave you the tip of like, use your image as your guide. But if you have questions and you want some help hashing out your hashtags, I would love to hear from you, okay? So you can drop a comment below, or you can email me at crystal@thesocialsolopreneur.com, and let's hash out those hashtags, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. If you like these tips and tricks, you can read more at my blog at thesocialsolopreneur.com, and stay tuned for day 2, finding hashtags. Thanks so much.